is deep yet full of jest. Come on in, you found the best. Between two giants here you'll find wit and wisdom intertwined. Laughs and knowledge hand in hand. This is the show that's in command.
Well, here we are again.
Yeah, same patio, same time, same day. Different
We
guest.
skipped a week.
Well, did we?
Yeah.
Last week?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, huh?
Remember, we were at a strategy meeting.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I just didn't have the strength. What do we have? I went to like my buddy Dylan, who was on the show.
So you were hungover.
I'm not really, just exhausted. Like I really didn't drink much as I drove, but we do this movie party once a year. They've been doing it like 20 years, and I got pulled into it. And
Right.
it was way out in Peoria, and it's like we get there at like 9, and we left at like 10. We watched like 4 movies. I mean, the food was an incredible, awesome day, but
Sure.
I was just like,
Done.
I'm tired, man. Like, yeah, not hungover actually. I was surprised. Actually, I drove, so I was like, I should just
Yeah,
not
that's
get
fine.
totally shit faced.
It's probably for the best. Although you have a smart car. So.
I do. My car basically drove me home, but still,
Right,
you
right.
know,
Got it.
it's still smart.
Right.
Yeah. So, anyways, what's
So-
going on with you, man? How's your New Year?
Speaking of New Year,
Yeah.
I don't have resolutions. We talked about this on a couple shows ago, but because I think resolutions just set you up for failure. But I do have things I want to work on.
Yeah.
One of the things that I wanted to work on is being less angry at other drivers.
Yeah.
Not working out.
Yeah.
No,
Why not?
because people are assholes,
Yeah.
pretty much.
You got to let it go, man.
I can't. That's
Really?
the thing. I can't shut it off.
Really?
I know.
I almost got like run off the road. My car actually saved me from an accident. And people in the car like, you're going to go flip them off. You know, I'm like, they're fucking stupid enough to like pull in, almost hit me and not slow down and wave. Like, I don't want to meet this fucking person. Gotta let it go, dude. And I watch a lot of Reddit videos where people get shot, you know, over a road rage
that's
thing. And I'm like,
true.
well,
But I'll still be right.
yeah, I mean, I'm not saying you're wrong.
I'll be dead, but I'll be right.
Yeah. I mean, you gotta just, let it out sometimes, dude.
Yeah, I should get things off my chest.
Yeah. Should you ever tell you have any secrets you want to confess?
Let's see. I stole $5 from my second job when I was, 16, 17.
Riveting.
I mean, you asked.
Yeah. I got to make a quick phone call. It's just 3 numbers, 911.
I'm trying to think of something juicy. I'm kind of an open book, Brian.
All right. Yeah, it's true. It's true. Well, if you do have a secret,
Yeah.
or anybody listening have a secret, we're really going to start pushing our Coronado After Dark that we launched forever ago and then never talked about again.
We do that.
Yeah. So we have a hotline that you can call in.
I like
and
you call it a hotline.
Yeah, it's pretty hot.
It's unmanned.
It's an unmanned hot. Yeah, it's not. There's no options, no IVR.
It's more like a lukewarm line,
Yeah, it's basically a voicemail machine.
tepid line.
Yeah, yeah. It's a phone number you can call. The number is 602-753-6390.
I should check if that's still active.
Yeah, it probably isn't, but I'll check it after the show. But the fun thing about this is before it gives you a little message, it's all just transcribed, to us. And
To
then
robots,
right? And then we plug it in and have like an AI robot read it.
Mm-hmm.
We have a few people that offer to read. If we have enough, we might jump down that rabbit hole. But
Sure.
you can tell any secret. No one's going to hear your voice. You can tell us what type of voice you want to be. British, you can be British. You want to be like sexy, you can be sexy. You want to be tall, you can't be tall. Call us in and call us and leave your secrets. A few people have done it. 602-753-6390.
You'll feel better.
You'll feel better and get it off your chest,
Sure.
and then we can have more content without us doing much work, and we'd really appreciate that.
Yes, less work is better.
Yeah, we're going to set up some confession booths here in the near future, so stay tuned.
We think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get it.
All right. We should say hi to our guest.
Hey, how's it going, guest?
Great. How are you guys?
Guest.
Guest number 1, how are you today?
I'm doing great. Now I know the confessional line. I'll have to log in after. There's nothing I can. I don't want anybody to recognize my voice or.
Dialing as we're talking.
Yeah, I was text. Can I text it?
Yeah, text it. No, just call in. It's pretty fun. But Ken joined the show today. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming on. Is a friend of the Main Ingredient. Sells beer to the right owner of Ron. I don't know, rightful owner.
Rightful.
Correct. I don't know. I'm carrying this fucking episode, bro.
He's the wrong owner.
Yeah, the wrong owner
You got
was
the
the
wrong
last
Ron.
one. Yeah,
Right.
wrong owner, dude.
Don't tell it to the wrong Ron.
Yeah. But yeah, so we don't have you on the show. We got Beer Weeks coming up here. When's Beer Week here in Arizona?
Second week of February.
Second week of
It'll
February.
all kick off on the 14th at Arizona Strong Beer Fest.
I mean,
Okay.
if I want to celebrate Valentine's Day, I'm going to strong beer.
Well, yeah, dude.
Right?
Yeah, seriously.
Absolutely.
I would do like the dinner reservation for breakfast, get the lovemaking over, then go to Strong Beer Festival because it's going to be sloppy, bro.
Oof.
Yeah.
On both accounts.
Yes. In the morning and then by the time you get home,
Correct.
right? So,
Gross.
yeah. So we do Strong Beer Festival out here in Arizona once a year. It's just all these brewers go out and they do this event outside in the sun.
Yeah, I
And-
mean, it's the premier beer event in the Southwest for me. If you're going to go to a tasting, a sampling, I mean, you get, all the locals that are there,
Yeah.
plus some of the multinationals, regionals, a lot of beers you don't get a chance to normally try.
Yeah.
So I always encourage people to go out. It's by far to me the best festival that I attend every year.
Yeah.
So I think I encourage people to go out because it's good time. Good
Yeah,
value.
there's a lot. How many brewers are usually there?
I would say I'm just going to ballpark it at 100 because
Crazy.
you're going to have kind of all over the country and
Yeah.
all the big distributors here in town, and even small distributors will have some. But if I kind of spitball it, I say about 100.
That's
a lot.
crazy.
That's a lot of beer.
All like, what's the lowest ABV they like allow in there? Is there a threshold?
Well, we always bring in stuff that's a little. I work for Barrio Brewing Company out of Tucson, and so we'll bring like Barrio Blonde, which is 5%.
Okay.
So it's approachable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of where the palates have started to go. They're starting to not be looking for those giant beers. Not that people won't be big beer hunting on that day. They certainly will.
Yeah, they'll find
But,
a few.
No, but and we'll have bigger beers too, our Winterbach and things like that. But it's nice to have an option for people who just want to have sip some beers and be outside with friends
Not pass out.
and not get completely hammered.
Yeah.
Is there a separate just beer week as well, not strong beer, or is this
So after strong beer that week is considered beer week, and then there'll be a series of events and people will host different things. It
Nice.
could be everything from, $1 off pints if you wear your craft beer T-shirt to the bar.
Nice.
Or there's several different events, and there's samplings at different liquor stores and things like that.
cool.
Tops always has a really good thing down in Tempe. and
Okay.
things like that.
They got a lot
So
of beers.
I do
Yeah.
love Tops.
Yeah.
Tops is great.
Yeah, man. So then like the week after is like hydration pack week.
yeah,
And
absolutely.
water,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Some IVs and oxygen, and get out for a hike,
Yeah.
get some fresh air.
Yeah. So a good time to have a secrets hotline because man, you could just do some terrible shit that week.
We could have a confessional at the strong beer.
Yeah, we can instead of holy water, we'll do some barrio,
I think a before and after be cool, like the people coming in and then
Yeah.
the same people leaving.
Yeah. Give them a ticket. We'll give them this is my 19. I only had 5, but they were 12%. That's awesome. So you work for Barrio. You've been in the industry for how long? You say?
This will be my 31st year in
Dang.
26. So,
Jeez Louise.
so basically May of 1995, I started with Guinness Import Company,
All right.
and I was down here for the first 6 weeks, and then a big break came. They had someone who was running the Moosehead campaign for Guinness in Colorado quit, and they're like, "Hey, we can pay you like an extra $1,500. Can you move to Colorado next week?" I was
A
like,
year?
Yeah, yeah. Well, at the
It's
time, I think I was
95,
only
I
making
guess.
27 grand or
That's a
something.
big deal.
But it was
seriously.
like, but can you move next week? I'm like, and I was living at home, right? Because that's what
like,
you do.
Mom, can I move next
Yeah.
week?
I'm like, Mom, is it okay? So I called a friend of mine that we'd been friends forever, and can I crash on your couch? And he's like, when are you going to be there? I called him on a Thursday, and that was a Sunday.
Jeez.
And I said, I'll see you in a few days. He's like, yeah. And then I moved into his parents' basement for 3 months until I got an apartment in Aurora. So
One
yeah.
mom to another.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Everybody, we got to look out for each other. And luckily, I had family and friends that did that as I got into my career, launched it off. So you weren't really getting behind the 8 ball. You could start. You
Yeah.
could start on, first instead of home plate. So
That's
that's kind
cool.
of nice. Yeah.
Who's mommy living with now?
Griffin's mom. That's my son, and Harper is my daughter.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I'm living
That's
with
cool.
Karen right now currently. So
All right, that's pretty
great.
solid in the basement.
Yeah, we're working on it. We're digging it. We're digging a wing out back.
we got to get you a room, bud.
Yeah, where the garden was is going to be a bomb shelter and a bedroom. Yeah,
And a brewery. Yeah.
yeah. We're gonna be doing as much as you can in Central Phoenix with what we have.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Sure.
cool, man. Well, congratulations on getting your own place.
Yeah, thanks. It took a while, but I'm just moving up a little at a time, right? Like you talked about resolutions. My resolutions, like I want to get out of my not only my mom's basement, but my friend's mom's basement,
Yeah,
which
right.
I've achieved now all these
I
years
mean,
later.
you're making an extra $112 a month now.
It
You know,
was
back
something.
then.
Yeah,
you know,
back then, man, it
it's
was great.
Coming
Yeah.
up, bro.
He's a real boy now.
Yeah, I had a pager and everything. Like,
Jeez.
Ooh, I
company
love a
paid.
pager.
Company paid for that one. so
Motorola
it was cool.
Flex.
Yeah, that was the next move.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, all
That's
those
cool.
things.
So
Yeah.
in 30 years, like, I mean, how did you first get into industry? Like, just was it luck, or were you just living with somebody and their mom was like, "I have a job," you know?
Yeah, like we got to get you out of the house. I talked to
your
a guy at
mom's
a
like, "I got
distributor.
you a job."
No, I actually started when I was in college. I was an intern for the Chicago Cubs in their media department,
Okay.
and the '94 strike happened, and so that job kind of ended. And then I came back and I was working for the Oakland A's in their media department. And I was basically hoping to move to Oakland and work in the ticket office and get my way back into the media department.
Okay.
And a friend of mine's like, I know you want to stay in baseball, but there's a job with Guinness. I think you should go interview for it. You know, I'm like, okay. Yeah. And I was also working part-time at McDuffie's, which is a bar that's long gone in Tempe. And then I interviewed, and lo and behold, they offered me a job. And I said, as long as you can wait for the end of spring training. And they waited, and
nice.
That's kind of how it started. And
that's
it's just been on ever since. And I love the industry. I love the people that I deal with, the intrigue of it. It just seems like I kind of fell backwards into something that was the right fit for me.
Yeah.
Apparently, after 31 years.
Yeah.
They haven't all been great, but but it got me out of the basement, right?
Yeah, seriously.
Within 6 weeks of taking that job, I was on my own.
Dang, that's crazy. You got that Guinness money.
Yeah. Yeah. And then you go to work for a smaller company. You're like, hey, man, we used to have Guinness money, and everybody returned my calls. Like,
yeah.
Who are you again?
Yeah, right. That's crazy. Yeah. So, like, are you just do like just sales, right? Outside sales, or what's your?
I do sales, so that that's everything from calling on like the main ingredient here.
Yeah.
Developing a relationship, selling one-on-one.
Yeah.
Doing keg and package deals, like we mentioned Tops earlier, same type of thing, and then also doing national accounts. So
nice.
Bash's, Safeway, Albertsons, Total Wine, all the grocery chains you'd be familiar with, Fry's, Kroger.
Right, right.
And that's always been something that's kind of evolved as I moved through the industry that I kind of learned how to do.
Yeah.
And it's an important part, especially now with just everything going on. It's you got to cover kind of every base that you can.
Sure.
Yeah.
And put the beer in front of as many people as you can.
Yeah, man. It's changed definitely. I mean, the craft beers that I whatever turned 18 like 97 or something, like they're 21. 20, whatever it was.
18 yeah. I'm all for lowering the age, man. We got to
right? I started drinking when I was 15, but when I started buying beer legally, not kidding.
Yeah, exactly.
Not wrong.
Yeah, six pack of Budweiser out in the desert. I'm like, oh man, this is the greatest.
I know, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I'm the king of the world.
Right.
And I was like, what is this?
You guys never didn't do 40 Fridays, or you just had a 40 OE on Fridays for like $4, dude? Come on.
That's coming back.
Man,
I'll tell you what's happening this Friday.
What? 40 Fridays.
40 Fridays.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, it's all warm at the end. And
oh man,
I'm a Mickey's guy.
I can do a Mickey's.
Right.
I like the OE. I haven't had one in 20 years, but then back in the day, you get pretty hammered on 140 ounce OE.
Fuck yeah, you can.
Yeah, that's cool. So how long have you been here in Arizona?
So I've been here in Arizona since I was in second grade. My mom and I moved out here from Indiana.
Okay.
And so I can't claim to be a native Arizonan, but I've been about as close as you can get.
Yeah, you qualify.
Yeah, you weren't talking. Yeah, you doesn't count.
There was no 51 freeway. There was no this, that, and the other. So I've seen a lot of changes, and it's. You never thought you'd be at that point where you're like, oh, I remember this and this because that was your old man neighbor. Or that was the guy that you worked with at the distributor who's like, oh, when I was first selling, we didn't have those fancy pagers. Like, what?
We use stone tablets and pigeons
to fax people.
So, but like I tell people now working for Barrio Brewing Company, it's like, I'm from Arizona. I went to Desert Cove Elementary. I went to Shea Middle School. I went to Shadow Mountain High School. I went to Arizona State. Now I sell what I think is the best. I work for the best brewery in the state.
Yeah.
We're employee owned. The people I work with are great.
Too.
Yeah, we're Arizona's oldest brewery.
Yeah, I was gonna say
So we started with as Gentle Benz. So Gentle Benz, and then as we got to a production piece where we're going to start distributing, that's when they opened Barrio. Where the Barrio site is now. Yeah, and Gentle Benz still operates as well.
Interesting. Nice. I had no idea that was the oldest brewery.
When did they start?
Put me on the spot there. No, I've only been there 4 months, but it's I think it's 35 years.
That's crazy. And I've seen it here. We've lived downtown about 15 years. So I remember we first moved here. It was like there was I can't remember the name of the brewery, Sun Up or Sun whatever on
Sun Up on Camelback.
Yeah, Camelback. There was like that, and then like really not much else.
I was telling him when I used to rent a house over here off of Virginia.
Yeah,
I had the Mecca, which is gone, and Band-Aids.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
If I was on foot, that was absolutely it. This might have still been a gas station or whatever it was at the time.
I mean, now it's like you go to like Safeway and all those. I mean, you have like I'm from NorCal. I'm a Sierra Nevada guy.
Sure.
Like Chico is, an hour away.
Yeah.
Whereas Burn, that's one of my, my staple beers I always fall back on. But like
always
out here is just like, it's so much. You see so many local beers now in the stores and like on draft, like different spots and all that. Like what have you seen like doing this? Like, has it been like Is it a lot of people been successful, or what's the rate of people that making it here brewing beer?
You know, it's tough because we had such a growth pattern for a long time. But there was a point where there was like Oak Creek Brewing Company, Prescott Brewing Company, and Four Peaks, and there were no openings for 7 years.
Yeah.
Right. So there was whoever was going to take that lead, which ultimately was Four Peaks, took advantage of kind of an open field.
Yeah.
Their beers were excellent, their restaurant was excellent, all those things. So it wasn't that they weren't going to have that success. It's just there were some an unmapped forest at that time. And I think now what you look at is you're seeing people say, "Hey, I can support local, and I'm getting world class beers." I mean, we've got World Beer Cup medals, we've got
that's awesome.
JBF medals, and I made this analogy the other day because sometimes people are like, well, supporting local can be more expensive. So like if you go to a farmer's market, right, and then you pick up a tomato, and it's like, oh, it's like $8. Like, oh, no, like I can go to Safeway and buy it for $1, right?
Yeah, it's a trash tomato.
But I can, exactly. I know, it's a flavorless tomato. But what I'm getting to is, I can put this glass of Citrozona, looks great in the glass, it's delicious, it's world class, and I pay the same price for that as I do a beer from another state, an import, and I'm supporting local, and I'm getting world class beer. It's
right,
and I'm in an independent restaurant. So I think where people had an image of this beer versus this beer. Hey, I really want to, Colorado beers are the best, so they just disregarded everything. Or San Diego beers are the best; they would disregard things. Now
it's West Coast IPAs.
So it's all starting to kind of come around. And so what I'm seeing is that here's a real opportunity as we've got some headwinds facing us, whether economically, industry wise. I like the idea of lowering the drinking age to 18.
Yeah,
going back
man.
to that.
Why not?
Why not?
Yeah, you can go to war, but no beer for you, buddy.
Yeah, no doubt. There's always money for bombs, man.
You've been driving for 2 years. You should be able to drink.
You should be able to drink, absolutely. So I think there's an angle there that's that I think people appreciate now.
Yeah.
If I can, or we start to know each other.
Yeah.
Like a neighbor who might know me says at a party, "Hey, a friend of mine does this," and it all comes full circle.
Yeah.
And I think it's an interesting time.
It's interesting you mentioned Oak Creek. I hadn't thought about them and shit.
You're not the only one.
And like and then Prescott Brewing, but like you're right, there was a chunk of time where there wasn't anything other than those.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to think back to that was like right around the time I moved back from Colorado. So coming from Colorado, cool.
Mom, slow down.
Coming from Colorado, back then Fat Tire was the thing.
Oh, yeah.
They were the shit.
When I moved up there selling Guinness in 95, my buddy's like, "You're going to do that Fat Tire down there." I go, "I don't even know what you're talking about." And every licensed account in the state had it.
Yeah.
It was absolute.
Everywhere.
It was a monster.
Just a rocket ship.
Well, but when you think about what you had to choose from, that was kind of it.
But look at what an approachable beer it was at the time.
Yeah,
so if you're drinking a light domestic beer, and now here's this, now we're sophisticated enough. We say malt bomb or malty or this and that. At the time, it was like, this is really approachable. It's not bitter. I can drink it. It's a little bit higher ABV. Right. Which like nobody wants to, but like when I was going to ASU, we drank Ice House at the Vine. It was the same price as any other beer because it was 2% higher in alcohol. Like,
Natty
come
Ice.
on.
Got to switch to the Natty.
Oh.
So
that's crazy.
You're absolutely right. I mean, it took the country by storm. And my wife's from Fort Collins, and she was living in Texas. And she would go home at Christmas and she would bring bottles of Sunshine Wheat and Fat Tire to people in Texas. Because it was like, she's like, "Oh, I've been drinking this all the time," and everyone's there like, "What?
Oh, this is amazing!" For sure.
So it was a really, it's kind of hard when you see that brand not exist in that light anymore. Like original recipe with that really cool bottle. But if it's not working, you do have to adapt. You have to innovate, and that's the biggest word in the industry right now is innovation.
Man. And there's sorry, go ahead.
No, I just feel like the Fat Tire thing, as an example, they own the market for such a long period of time, in my opinion.
They did.
And then it slowly became, and then Colorado, just by virtue of Fat Tire being there, was like the beer state.
Absolutely.
Right? Yeah. And then Oregon for a little bit.
Yep.
But I'm finding like,
those are your three markets.
Right. But more and more as time went on, other states are like Vermont's really big, and even Arizona to some extent is sort of a beer state now.
Absolutely.
So
crazy.
In your experience, are all states beer states now, or are there still some that are better than others?
Better than others is whether, I mean, if you're looking at a ratio of how many breweries to punters or how many, awards are won.
Right.
I just think it's woven in, right? Like we're part of the community. I'm here, right? The charities we support are in your neighborhood. The beers we brew are fresh, right? It's not sitting on a dock for 45 days. Getting down here with, 30 days left on it.
Right.
But I look at all the things that we do in Tucson from a charitable standpoint, from a philanthropic standpoint.
Yeah.
I mean, breweries and wineries and spirit houses are philanthropic by nature, but the difference is here in Arizona, our local breweries are supporting Arizona charities.
Yeah.
We're looking after each other, and
That's cool.
I think that's what matters. Why we still stay relevant.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think that that's the key factor for brewery? Because there are, as Brian said earlier, it seems like almost every month there's a new brewery popping up.
Yeah.
The ones that have longevity, are those the ones that, in your opinion, are more invested in community, or is it a combination of that and the beer, or is it just beer?
I think it's a combination of a lot of things, right? If you get a customer in your tap room right now,
Yeah.
you need to be able to offer them everything possible to stay.
Yeah.
So whether
wide
that's so if people come to your tap room because the food's a big one.
Yeah.
Variety of what you have on tap. Quality beer is always going to matter.
Yeah.
But is it the service piece? Do you have pool tables? Is it a jukebox? Is it a
Pinball.
killer patio? Yeah. and some of it can also be a little bit lazy to just say, hey, I have a 3-barrel system, put stickers on the walk-in, and there's a pinball machine.
Yeah.
Customers now, if they're paying $8 to $10 a pint, kind of expect to have more than that.
Sure.
Yeah. Oh,
I think you need to be able to offer more things, and so
Yeah.
it's become a lot more competitive. That customer's not as promiscuous as it used to be.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I'll drink anything, anytime, and I
Yeah.
don't care. Now it's
Yeah.
like, okay, I've narrowed it down to this is what
This
I
is
have,
what I like.
and this is who I like,
Yeah.
and I don't necessarily know if I'm going to go to a new tap room.
Yeah.
And I mean, I've had situations where Brewery X is distributing a beer and I try it. This is out of state, in state, pick whatever you want.
Yeah.
And it's the beer's off.
Yeah.
Well, it was $8. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you complain, generally someone will take care of it, but nobody ever
Yeah,
does. If you get the
yeah.
wrong coffee in line, you don't get
Sure.
back and go
Yeah.
back. But the thing is, like, I'm not going back to it. There used to be a
Yeah.
time where people would try it 3 or 4 times.
Yeah. Now
Like someone's like,
there's
hey,
so
have you
many
tried it
options.
lately? I'm like, well, how many times do I have to try it?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I feel like now we've kind of got to a point where, the industry's mature and the better operators are starting to separate themselves.
Yeah. I mean, like talk about your competitor, like Wren House. We live right,
They do an excellent
yeah,
job.
and they first started. I remember when they first came out, and they had their IPA, the renovation, whatever. I remember going there because we were excited, like because it's a really close brewery. It's the first one like we could bike to,
Sure.
like straight down Oak Street, and it was like, oh, it's great. Like, oh, this was good. And when next time, like big batches, like, oh, this is our 6th version of this one we made, but it just kept getting better and better.
Right.
And then now, I mean, they could satisfy anybody with their selection.
Their beers are excellent.
Yeah,
there's no question
go-to,
at
and
all.
they've got their, like, most brewers, I think is a real success, like their Spellbinder or whatever, is that just like, they have their beer, you guys, Barrio has their good beer, is like, what is kind of like here at TMI, the locals probably, put in a good chunk of the percentage of the income here, because there's a lot of people here.
Absolutely.
Like, how important is there, how much does like a few beers just like cover, most of your stuff and allow you to do the crazy shit, that you can experiment with?
I mean, you need your beers that turn over every day.
Yeah.
Right. That's whether you're a big multinational or you're a small brewery. You have to have those ones that everybody comes for.
Strawberry blonde, all that kind of stuff. Like, yeah.
So like if you talk about us, you can always rely on Citrozona, Barrio Blonde, Rojo.
Yeah.
But since those are all good, like, well, hey, I'm going to try the Hef now. I'm not only a Hef drinker, but I'm going to have that. But what it lends is you've got your core beers that people they trust you.
Yeah.
Right.
They know
Once
it's
you've
gonna
built
be
that customer
consistent.
trust and equity, then you want to continue that, right? So anything else that you offer, like we have a Winterbach on right now, it's excellent. Big beer.
Yeah.
But if you're a customer there and like, I want one big beer, here it is.
Yeah.
And I venture to say the same at Wren or Four Peaks is another one. You can pick it. I really like the beers that Nick's doing at 100 Mile right now. But they have a nice proposition because they have parking. It's super clean. The food's good.
Yeah.
So, and the beers Nick does a great job with the beers. They're super clean. And I could pick dozens of examples in Arizona, but having something to retain the customer.
Yeah, for sure.
I think because there's so many choices,
Yeah.
you have to do that.
Yes,
You're
absolutely.
going to lose. Like, why would I go? It'd be different if it was like just a Fat Tire.
Yeah.
This is the only place I can go to. But
Yeah.
I've got 12 places I can choose from. I'm
Yeah.
not going back there.
Yeah,
Right.
no, absolutely. I look forward to every year the Celebration Ale from.
It's great.
It's just like it's one of my favorites.
I do
It's just
too.
a limited time. You just get it. As soon as you see it in the store, you're like, "Fuck yeah!" And then
Right.
every once in a while, someone's
Yeah.
got it on draft, and so
It's
good.
interesting you mentioned about the sort of the brand loyalty. If you like a beer, their signature beer, whatever it is, you're more likely to try something from that brewery because you trust them based on your. I do that with Wren House because
Yeah.
I love Wren.
Sure.
Yeah,
They got me hooked on their the
subscription, the beer
no, not
group
that.
thing. Oh,
I'm
yeah.
not that fancy.
Yeah.
No, but they have like a when Oktoberfest comes around. It's
Yeah.
not the Marzen, it's the other one. It's a Helles or something like that. Holy shit, that's a good beer.
Yeah.
But I would not have probably tried it had I not fallen in love with their other stuff.
Yeah, their porter's like one of my favorites.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Well, if you go back to what I was saying, like, you know, how many times do I have to try it? But you have one good experience. Your first impression. You walk in the door,
Yeah.
you have a good beer there.
It's true.
Yeah.
Like, I'll be back.
Yeah.
And I, as a beer guy, and you can even ask Ron, who owns this place, who used to work for Ska, and we all know that.
Yeah.
But a lot of times I'll get people like who are either a new brewery
Yeah.
or an existing brewery, like, hey, I just did this beer, man. What do you think?
Yeah.
And then like,
Yeah.
you know, click, 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 click. Or I'm in California in some small town, and guys like, oh, I just brewed it. What do you think? You know, he may not know that I work for a brewery, but
Yeah.
what I've kind of come to understand, like the best way I can react to that is like I had someone stand over me, like an umpire standing over a catcher.
Yeah.
What do you think? What do you think? It's one of my old homebrew recipes, and I just opened, and blah 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 blah. I'm like, yeah, I'm on the spot. I don't want to be like, well, it's diacetyl, it's out of balance, it's not even
Yeah.
true to style. Like,
Say words that they don't even know.
I'm not going to burn the guy's house down, but I can look him in the eye and say, I wouldn't order another one.
Yeah.
And then the current runs both ways, right? Like if it's an excellent beer, like we'll use Barrio as an example, right? I drink the Citrazona, it's good. Like, what do you think? Like, I'd have another one.
Yeah.
So that compliment goes
Right.
That's good.
having a second's a great compliment.
Yeah.
Saying I wouldn't take another one is an easy way to say maybe take a look at that batch.
Right.
Yeah.
You know,
That's a good answer. I mean, like Fuzzbot here is like fantastic. They're a new brewery, right?
Scott's doing a great job.
Dude, it's incredible. Like I'm like, this beer's so good. But they're very small, right? They're small. Yeah.
And he's starting to do more things in his tap room to keep people there.
Yeah.
He's engaging people. He's having food. He's having, you know,
Yeah.
I think the food piece is big.
Yeah, dude. It's
have
like,
to.
I
You
hate
don't
going
have
to
a
places
choice.
like, oh, the brewer out. I'm like, oh, pop in. Like, we don't have food. I'm like, we can bring food in. Like,
You
it's
can go
cool.
next door
like,
to the taco shop.
Yeah.
But then I look like the guy who went next door to the taco shop, and I
Right.
really shouldn't have brought my food into a restaurant, even
Yeah.
though it's not a restaurant. Or like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there
It's
hurting
like-
my pizza, or someone's
Yeah.
like, look at that guy. He's got Jack in the Box.
Yeah,
Like, and
yeah.
then judging. I don't want
It's
people
like, how many
judging.
tacos does this fucking dude order, man?
I don't have to defend myself, but if you haven't had a bacon ultimate cheeseburger in a while, then I think you should just,
Yeah, have one.
Yeah.
I'd have another.
I think you should say nothing and go back to doing what you do.
Like, dude, we're both drinking a beer at 11 a.m., man. Back off, bro.
Yeah.
So I'm curious about the signature beers in any brewery. And I'll use Barrio.
Sure.
So Barrio Blonde's one of my favorites. I know if I go into a Barrio or a place that serves that, I know what to expect.
Right.
Yeah. Consistent.
Right. So
Reliable.
Yeah.
Even better.
Is it like not use McDonald's as an example? Is it like there's a formula, you don't deviate from the formula, and you can expect what comes out of that tap to be the same every single time?
Right.
Or what if there's one off? Does it? I mean, it's got to happen, right?
I mean, no, things happen, and I think you have to listen to the customers. I think you have to always be tasting your beers.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm tasting this one right now.
It's
But no,
just you're
but
putting
no,
in
but
the
I
hours.
think you have to be aware of it in your own tap rooms, and everybody does. And the brewers are really good about catching these things before
Yeah.
something gets out of the brew house. They know if it doesn't transfer right or something like that we're not going to put out something that's subpar. But every brewery will run into something.
Yeah.
At some point.
Yeah.
But the good thing is our brewers can kind of get in front of any of those things.
Yeah.
And
Catch it and save
catch
it.
it. It's like,
Yeah,
hey,
yeah.
this was off, or we're doing a sensory before we put each batch on.
Yeah.
And then they know kind of like, hey, this isn't where we're supposed to be. We had this transfer issue. It got hot or whatever, but it's few and far between, but they are that kind of line of defense to keep that from happening.
That's cool.
I think.
Is there a period, or what's the barometer, or not barometer? What's the bar in which a signature beer gets retired? Like Barrio Blonde's been great for so many years, but maybe it's time to
Yeah.
move on.
Sam Adams effect.
It's well, I mean, it's like this, right? I mean, we're still on the climb with Barrio Blonde,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of runway still here in the valley,
Yeah.
right? So much has been done in Tucson, and
Yeah.
the loyalty in Tucson is great, and we like to give that back as well. But we talk about Fat Tire,
Yep.
and at the same time, imports were really hot. Not as much in Denver. I mean, there were 2 or 3 beers in Denver that were imports that could really crank. And so after I left Guinness, I went to work for Scottish in Newcastle, which was Newcastle Brown. So at some point, it's 10 million cases.
Yeah.
And palates start to change and things like that. There's nothing wrong with the beer.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
the same thing like
Just
a Fat
another
Tire
beer
had to be
guy.
at least 10 million cases at some point, maybe
Yeah.
more.
Yeah.
And both of those 2 beers, the height of their power,
Yeah.
at some point,
Just
now we
something
start
else
trading
comes
into
in.
IPAs, or
Yeah,
now
yeah.
we're starting to see the cycle come back. So where blonde really fits is as people's palates are starting to soften up. I don't want that big a beer, right? So like
Yeah.
Wren House, we've mentioned them. We've mentioned, the blonde. Things go in a cycle, right? It used to be at one point 90% of all the beer consumed in the world was light gold beer,
Sure.
Yeah.
right?
Right.
Blonde ale.
Yeah.
Uh,
You drink Coors, I'm a Bud Light guy. It's
Right.
like,
Exactly.
really?
Yeah, you're drinking Coors, you're drinking Bud, you're doing all those things. So now in that craft space, a lot of us have done a good job of getting back, staying in that market where
Yeah.
we didn't have those light beers for a while, right? It was just an afterthought. Here's a light
Yeah.
beer.
Yeah.
That's for
You don't
when
like
your
compete
dad.
against that shit. You
when
know
your
what I
dad
mean? Like,
comes
that's
in,
the-
right?
Yeah.
Right.
But now people want to have those beer styles from their local brewery.
Yeah. They're
And
gonna be way
that's-
fresher and a little bit extra to it. It's not
Right.
just, and Arizona is like a good place to have a nice, light beer.
Right. So
Nice blonde.
so as palates as palates start to move again, and I've seen it before, and we're really good about developing kind of habits for people. Like we will lead as an industry, we'll lead people to, like, we led everyone to hops, and now we're leading people back out of this, right?
Interesting.
Or we can kind of condition a consumer
Yeah.
to think a certain way,
Yeah.
right? So I'll give you an example, like, beer's down, and there's a pocket, there's 10 reasons that we all throw out there, but I can say one thing is, like, some people never just like, hey, we're closed on Mondays. I mean, I'm watching places the Monday before Thanksgiving closed, the Monday before Christmas closed, the Monday before New Year closed.
Right.
But if you're conditioned to think, or we only open at 4:00 every day, except we open at noon we open at 11 on Friday.
Yeah.
Well, you've conditioned me that you're not open for lunch.
Yeah.
So we're taking opportunity away from people, where it may be market correcting, where we went from having traditional places that sold beer to, when my son was in a stroller, my daughter's in a stroller, I could get a beer at the zoo, right? So, and I could get a beer at the science center,
Sure.
which, it's great.
Right.
Yeah.
But, maybe we're market correcting a little bit. But I think part of that is we've taken away opportunity where, hey, I'm not going to have a beer because I don't get a beer at lunch because they're closed on X, Y, and Z days.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I think that's part of the problem. But we can condition a consumer better than anybody,
Yeah.
right? So when seltzers were the thing, we over-indexed seltzers everywhere,
Yeah.
right? When it was, hey, there's only Absolute and Smirnoff. Now there's 10 Smirnoff flavors.
Yeah, yeah.
Now there's 10 Absolute flavors.
That's
now
not
there's
necessary.
right, and there's Kettle One and all that. But
Yeah,
but
yeah.
now you go in and you look, all those flavors
Yeah. Getting cut
are
back.
cut back.
Yeah,
because
solid
I can pour some orange juice in that for you, and
Yeah.
here you go. So I think we've been very good about that, and
That's
I think
cool.
breweries are doing the same thing. So if we're not open certain hours,
Yeah.
or if we're changing styles, that customer will come along for the ride,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
and then it'll condition.
It just is annoying when you go and you get a really good beer. Like they did the collaboration here for the anniversary.
With the Scott, the
yeah,
Scott beer?
yeah, that
Oh,
beer
it's
was
great.
so good, but then it's gone. Like Dogfish used to have this one as a Pennsylvania tuxedo, and it's just one of my absolute favorite beers. I was here a little bit there, and then it was gone. And then I went out to Nashville and I saw it there, and just drank the shit out of it. But
Sure.
it is fun. Like the Sweetwater 420 from out in Atlanta. I went out there a decade ago, if not longer, and I just couldn't stop thinking about that beer. And then one day I walked in Total Wine, it was on the fucking shelf. I was like, oh, thank God, dude.
So and I'll take
That's the best part.
And I see what you're saying there, but there's also a part of me I would go to, I went to New Jersey to see a friend of mine, and I had Yingling. Awesome. This is
yeah.
cool because I can't get it anywhere. I
No.
hear about it all the time. I'm drinking Yingling. I'm in New
Yeah.
Jersey. Hey, right on.
Yeah.
But if it showed up here on a shelf, I could care less.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because the cool part is I'm getting it there and
Yeah.
nowhere else.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. It just wouldn't mean a thing to me here.
Yeah.
But there,
100%.
it's like,
Yeah.
I don't even know if the beer was that great. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah.
I had a shit ton of that. It's not
Yeah,
great.
I was there for a week.
It's
At
fine.
Sweetwater's 420 of them. That was one beer that just stuck in my fucking brain. I couldn't stop thinking about it, and then it was finally available.
Well,
There's also like a Goose Island IPA that's you can't find it anywhere. A few other
Right.
ones that really they just kind of go away. It's damn man, I really like that beer, but it's funny when you do see it. You're like, oh cool, I can get that again.
Well, I mean, I remember being in Newcastle, England, and Newcastle Brown was the thing, right? And there
Yeah.
it was all bottles. So I'm drinking big bottles of Newcastle Brown, but there was a beer called Newcastle Exhibition, which was an amber ale. I'm going to say this, if I'm telling you this is 2002, roughly.
yeah, we don't fact check shit, so you're good.
Okay, that's cool. Anyway, it was a long time ago when I was living over there. Anyway, this beer was awesome, and I just fell in love with it. And I couldn't find it anyplace else in England, but it was in Newcastle. And I'd asked the brewery, hey, can we bring this stuff to America? No line extensions. I still have an ashtray of it.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
And then at some point they did, when when the imports were just dying, they brought it in, and I was like, oh shit, I'd love to have it, but even then it was limited. But the thing that was so special about it is I can tell you guys with like a glimmer in my eye how much I loved that beer.
Yeah.
Kind of like you talk about the Sweetwater beer. But the fact is, like, I had this in one place.
Oh yeah.
It was windy and cold outside.
Oh, yeah.
I've never seen it. The guy at the bar is like, yeah, you can keep that ashtray. I'm like, oh my God.
Like, I have
so
two in my
cool.
pocket also.
I don't even smoke,
Yeah.
but this is great.
No,
so anyway,
I get it. No, we went to Ireland a couple years ago, and like we, flew in, got there like 8 a.m., got in our Airbnb, just went straight to Guinness. And
as you should.
everyone's like, oh, it tastes totally different there, and it's fucking just different, dude. And I hate going places they pour Guinness, and you're supposed to pour apart and let it sit, and then finish it, and they just pour the fucking thing, and it's like, you piece of shit, dude.
Well, and I think your comments there lead us to the next part of this is beer is aspirational.
Yeah.
And beer does have provenance. It matters that the Guinness you get in this country comes from Dublin.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah,
it comes out of St. James Gate.
Yeah.
And beer can be aspirational because I can be like, hey man, I have Fat Tire, right? When we're talking about Fat Tire, my wife's smuggling 19 or 16.9 ounce bottles or 20 ounce bottles, whatever they were back there.
Worth the
taking those to
risk.
Texas. Yeah, and she's taking those back to Texas. Like,
Right.
check this out. So it has provenance. It mattered that it was from Fort Collins, Colorado.
Yeah.
Like Guinness matters because it's from there.
Yeah.
And when they move, it kind of loses some things.
Yeah.
And then, but it can be aspirational where like, God, look at this. It's great.
Yeah.
And that's where I love beer.
Yeah.
And not just the piece that the three of us can sit here and have these beers, and it's
Yeah.
really easy to talk beer, and it leads to, oh, well, hey, I was in Colorado one time, or I was in Atlanta or wherever. And we all have a shared experience all tied to this hub and spoke out of this pint glass.
Yeah. I think it's it brings you back to a time and place, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So you had this amazing event, this amazing experience, and beer was part of it.
Yeah.
So that's your trigger
Yeah.
for whatever memory you have.
It's like 40 Fridays.
Which I'm so in for 40 Friday.
Good God.
I can't believe I've been doing this long and I've missed out on 40 Fridays.
Man.
Well, not
until
too
now.
late.
Yeah.
It's not over now.
We had a party
Oh.
once in an apartment
Tops
I had.
liquor. Yeah.
And we were like, let someone go get beer. We're like, guys, get 40s. And she actually showed, this person came back with a case
No.
of Old English
No.
40. I didn't know. I mean, it was like this. It was
Like a
huge
milk
box.
carton?
No, it was like a box. I mean, it was like almost 3x3 box of 40s of Old
Jesus
English. I was like,
Christ.
I didn't know you could do that. Never did it again. Almost got kicked out of my apartment.
Cost her 19,
Yeah, broke my
1924.
It's like, keep the change.
That's crazy. I'm curious about your sense of you mentioned the industry and the palate and stuff. IPAs have been the king for so long, and I think you touched on this a little bit, like palates are softening. Do you feel like we're swinging the other way and we're going to go completely towards lighter lagers and pilsners?
And how do we
then-
stop making fucking hazies?
That's a very good question. People will say I have too many hazies, and then I'll be like, "What's your best seller?" It's like, "Well, the hazy brand X."
Man,
I
hate it.
I mean, IPA is still over 50% of the craft category, and I don't see it going away because there's still a value to it being,
delicious.
yeah, thank you, delicious. And to be honest, or we go back to the Ice House effect, that it's a little bit stronger.
It's economical.
Sure, yeah. I mean, if you're paying the same price,
Sure.
Yeah.
But I think that'll always remain. It's just how extreme can it get?
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh well, we all love pale ale, but the problem with pale ale is we make it. It's 5.5%, and that's cool. The first keg goes quick,
Right.
Yeah.
and then the second one's like, okay, I tried that. I'm going to go back to IPA.
Yeah,
Right.
There's very few pale. I've been drinking this Euphoria from Scott. Like I always look for a pale because it's what I started with. It's
Sure.
like my favorite, but there's very few of those around. It's harder. It's a hard beer to find.
When you mentioned Sierra Nevada, that's defined the category. Like if I say stout. Sorry, I just had to give him a heads up.
Yeah.
If I
beer.
say stout, it's kind of like if I say pale ale, you say Sierra Nevada. If I say stout, you say Guinness,
Yeah.
or I say Guinness. Whatever.
Yeah. No,
But
absolutely.
they become very much the category.
Yeah.
So it's tough to kind of out and that pale ale category, as much as we all love it, seems to have kind of still fallen into the abyss. So
Yeah.
I think brewers, whether they're big brewers or smaller brewers, are reluctant to get in big on that style.
Yeah, I mean,
Like-
you can spend the same money and get like a little bit stronger beer that tastes not a ton different. You know what I mean? Like I can see why IPAs would take that over.
But like at our pub, we've got a 30 barrel brew house, but we could
Nice.
do a 15 barrel batch of pale ale
Yeah,
because we have 3 satellites: Tucson Airport, Mesa Gateway, and Deer Valley Airport,
nice.
plus the mothership in
Yeah.
Tucson. So then we can do a 15 barrel batch and get it out. And it's okay if it's a little slow here and there. It's
Right.
delicious,
Yeah.
but we always have it.
Yeah.
But the risk is if, let's say you only have one outlet
Yeah.
and then you're going to do package,
Yeah.
you could get caught out with
Expired
20
beer.
kegs, right? You can have 20 kegs, be like, no problem, I can move 20 kegs, and you move 16 right away, and
Yeah.
you sit on 4.
4. Yeah.
Because it's new, so it's exciting. Everybody wants
Yeah.
it,
And
and
we-
then you're like, meh.
Well, look at the
Yeah.
romanticism we just had about Pale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I cried.
mean, yeah, I know. Well, like you said, Sierra Nevada's a go-to. I
Yeah.
love it. You know,
Yeah, it's not like Barrio is real cool. I did done a bunch of brewery tours, but we went to Sierra Nevada years ago, and they just like take care of the employees, like a hospital or not, like a doctor's office on site and daycare.
Right.
I mean, just like a beautiful facility, and they just take really sounds like Barrio is going the same way.
Yeah.
Employee owned, and
We're employee owned. I think everybody looks after each other, and that's the attraction for me.
Yeah, it's
You
very
know,
communal.
great. Yeah, and you talk about legendary breweries and like Anchor Steam. I remember that. Like you talk about
Yeah.
Providence and Aspirational. Like
RIP.
you're up on the second floor
Yeah.
and you're looking out across the city.
Yeah.
And so I hope somehow the guy from Chobani gets it back.
yeah, that was,
I
that was
hope
a
so.
bummer to go.
I feel like it's such a name.
Yeah.
Like, why would you not?
And it's just like
I mean-
one that you just want to have. But
Right.
It's
Yeah.
just- yeah. I mean, I had a buddy of mine who he just recently sold his bar, but he had a bar in the Tenderloin there in the city,
Mm-hmm.
and that was always Anchor Steam was always on.
Yeah.
Like, that was
I had
just
beer
a,
all the time for a
that
long
was
time.
that was the beer.
Yeah,
you know,
That's good.
and the further you got away from the bay, like I'd go see my mom in
Yeah.
Monterey, and I'd go get Mendocino,
Mm-hmm.
Red Tail Ale,
Yeah.
Sierra Nevada,
Yeah.
and Anchor Steam.
Yeah.
Because in Northern California, they just tasted better.
Yeah.
Right.
Because they
Absolutely.
just did.
Yeah, absolutely. So with the current trends, I read all that stuff. Oh, the Gen, whatever the hell the letters are, like they don't drink as much and they're not doing it. Whatever. Like what's like going on now? Like you're saying, the tough in the market. Like what's popular and what's the changes you've noticed?
We're gonna start vaping beer.
It's just- you're not far off.
Yeah.
It's cyclical, but I'm really positive about where we're at. I feel like, there have
Yeah.
been times where we talked about styles changing and palettes getting softer. I don't see it going away. I don't think there's a canary in the coal mine here where all of a sudden everything's just going to stop.
Yeah, yeah,
I feel like it's just like, we're going to lower cal, lower alc beers.
yeah,
And then at some point, you're going to get someone like my son who's 18. And this is, I'm totally guessing here. 5 years from now, he's like, you know what? I just want a bottle of Bud. Right.
Yeah,
and here we go. Right.
yeah. I'll get some banquet beers every once in a while. Just get a sixer. I just want to have the banquet, you know.
Yeah. But
Of course.
I feel like there's and we're definitely trying to court a younger consumer. Our demographic is aging. There's
Yeah.
no question about it. So we're looking
Thanks.
at doing an NIL deal with a couple of softball players at University of Arizona, which I think is really important. We want to support the team. We want to support University of Arizona, which we won't be supporting University of Arizona, but we will have 2 players that we are
Right.
doing NIL deals with
Nice,
who are 21 and 21.
nice,
So
smart.
And then we're trying to reach a younger demographic. So, but once again, how do you get that customer in there to try those beers? Well, we do curry nights on Mondays now, which I absolutely love. So if
You
you're in
say
Tucson,
curry?
Monday night we do curries. on Mondays we do curries at the brewery.
That's pretty cool.
That's unique.
Yeah.
It's super cool, man. It's great.
That's cool.
I had the special last week. So once again, we're offering something different. So
Yeah.
hey, I don't drink beer. That's okay.
Have some curry,
Come in.
dude, and quit being a bitch.
Exactly. So I think younger consumers are still there. They
Yeah.
didn't just fall off the map in March,
Yeah.
right? Things. I mean, there seems to be a delineation in kind of when some of these alcohol trends started to really get like a earthquake chart.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Um,
It's like White Claw. I got clawed, and then like no one does that anymore.
That's
You
true.
know? Remember Zima?
Zima.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
I
it happens.
So I look at that and say, well, how do you reach that younger demographic? Well, it's that customer engagement, having the things that are there.
Yeah.
Right.
Do you do a lot of TikTok dance videos? That
I don't, but
I want to see that.
we do have to.
Yeah.
Hey, if it moves the needle, I'll do it. But I
Yeah.
don't think we're getting there.
Well, we're going to move a needle. Not
yeah.
12.
Yeah. Seriously.
But no, I think things come around, right? I mean, at some point, it was all stouts and milds in England, and then it came around. It was only lager, and then now
Yeah.
it's this, and we've gone through a lot of that in the U.S., and I think we'll do that too. I think we're just seeing a market correction on what's there and,
Right.
Yeah.
and what's happening.
Yeah.
And non-alc, and if non-alcs are part of the trend and part of that malt beverage business, I'm here
Yeah.
for it.
Yeah.
It's great.
Did they make non-alcoholic IPAs? They do, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I think
yeah, Sierra Nevada's
think
got a really good one. The Trailhead,
yeah.
it's delicious.
Huh.
Like some are like, and they make
I
just
know.
hop beer, like bubbly waters that taste
Yeah.
hoppy.
Yeah.
Lagunitas has got
I
a
get
good
it.
one, but
So even if we look at, if
Yeah,
we say,
it's
let's just say 25% of a operator's take is going to be NA
Yeah.
at a restaurant,
Yeah.
for example. if people are still coming and communing around
Yeah.
it, you know, that they do it at a coffee shop. So there's no reason you can't do it with an NA beer. And if you drink
Yeah.
an NA beer, you know, things are going to move around.
Yeah.
But I feel like there's still a runway. And as the trees fall in the forest, there'll still be the strong players that are there, and we can, you know, cater to that customer that wants to be there.
Yeah,
I really
but doesn't
do.
make a sound.
No, exactly. Oh,
2
yeah.
points. NA beer to me, to each their own, is like drinking decaf coffee. What's
Yeah.
the point?
Yeah.
That's
Agreed.
just my personal opinion.
Fair play.
Shit, I forgot the other one.
There's two of them. You can't get both of them.
Nope. Sorry. You spent some time in England.
Yes.
I'm curious. Well, this may be too far removed, but are IPAs a thing over there, or is it all just Guinnessy? Harp,
No, they
all
are.
that?
No, they are now. They absolutely.
Really?
They're part of the culture there,
Does
and
Harp
they've
make
got
like
a.
a? Do the manufacturers there make IPAs?
I mean, some of the bigger ones do. Yeah. I mean, Lagunitas is owned by Heineken, and they
nice.
put Lagunitas in some of the pubs over there. There's a brand called Neck Oil, which is an IPA that we were drinking there last summer. It's owned by Heineken.
Yeah.
A lot of those breweries. Camden Town, which is a beer owned by AB. Not all of them are, but
There he is.
you know, but there's absolutely a call for hops over there that didn't used to be there.
Yeah.
Really?
I mean, when I lived there, it was lager.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's Guinness. Here's
Yeah.
cider.
Yeah.
But it was lager.
Yeah.
And then like a Smooth Flow, which would be like a Boddington's or
Yeah.
John Smith's.
Ooh, I do like
Yeah.
But they're certainly their palates have moved there as well.
Interesting.
Changed.
Now Germany, you don't get that, but
Yeah.
I mean, Stone tried. I wish I could have seen that place in Berlin, but
Yeah.
no, I mean those palates adjusted too. But a lot of those pale ales and what were originally IPAs
Right.
were English. They
Yeah.
were cask. You know, Bass Ale was
That's true,
was a
yeah.
pale,
Yeah.
and you know the original Bass Ale recipe was just delicious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's weird. We were in England or Ireland like 5-6 years ago. Like we'd go out, we just hang out in towns, we just kind of went local the whole time, and like there's like almost no. I think I saw 1 or 2 IPAs, and there was just nothing. It was all light beer, and it was just like, man, I've been like drinking a lot here, and I just never really got drunk. Like 2
That's the idea.
Yeah, I was like, all right, but also you order your Guinness and it takes you 5 minutes to get it because they're pouring it properly. But, I do have a question. I have a couple questions for you. Like one, you know, I like one thing. I like favorite thing about ordering a beer at a restaurant. I know like I'm not going to get, you know, a shitty pour on a cocktail or something like that. If I go places they don't know me and hook me up, beer's always there. But like, head or no head?
I mean, I think you. I mean, you want. I mean, you don't want two fingers.
2 fingers. Yeah.
But one's fine.
I was like, you want the 24 ounce with the 16, like 24, but then you get 16, you know, because it's just all.
I mean,
head.
I think it's there because you want to showcase the hops that are coming off of it, the effervescence. That's all part of the experience. You know, the you know, like here, like I mean, that's a beer clean glass. It's
Oh, yeah.
absolutely gorgeous.
That is beautiful.
You know, so clean glassware is
Yeah.
a must, right? And the lacing on that pint you have there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, these are all things to me that visually I love about beer. When it's as I'm enjoying it as we talk, I can see these things all happen on this table.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's a little more interactive. I mean, I like my wine, don't get me wrong.
Right.
But it doesn't leave the same kind of, but there's also the provenance of where it's made and all those things
Sure.
that I all the traits that I tout for beer, I can't just disregard for wine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair.
No, that's true. And second question is, you mentioned Heineken a few times. Do you know what the significance of the Red Star on Heineken is?
It seems like I'll know it when you tell me.
I feel like this is a trick question.
Everybody learns it when I tell them. No, but it's like when back in the day when they first started, they had a Red Star light, and if like they had beer, the light would be on, so people
Okay.
could go buy it, and then if it was off, they had no beer.
Got it.
Like back in, like, if you have to read into the 1800 history if you're going to be on the podcast.
I don't
but
want to do that.
I learned that fact. And I was like, that's kind of interesting.
I'll tell you, Heineken also, and I don't have the story exactly right, but they were in an early recycling piece. They made like these square bottles of Heineken
Oh.
that you could build like they were like bricks.
Wow.
That's
it's-
cool.
Out of glass?
Yeah.
Wow.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
That's
And-
cool.
And they're still a family-run business. They're
Wow.
not public.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, they're huge.
That's awesome.
Don't get me wrong. And they
Yeah,
own
they're
tons
doing
of
pretty
multinational brands,
well.
but they're still
Yeah.
a family-owned company.
Yeah.
I toured the Heineken
Oh,
place in Amsterdam when I was
Nice.
there. It's really cool.
That's cool.
Like it's very like bespoke and shit.
Oh, yeah. I'm
right,
sure
right.
they've got the Heineken money.
Right. Well, everyone's high, so that's part of it.
Yeah. That's perfect.
Yeah.
I mean, but it's wild to see these brands like you know Budweiser's one, but Heineken's truly a beer you see everywhere. everywhere you
Yeah.
go.
I went down a
Or you'll
huge
be watching
Heineken
Anthony
rabbit hole.
Bourdain like in Vietnam, and it's like,
Yeah.
oh, Heineken
Heineken
too.
Yeah.
I feel like it's more overseas than America. Like when you go overseas, it's everywhere.
Yeah.
I don't see it a lot here.
Well, the biggest thing is here, it's a package beer, right?
Yeah,
You don't see it on
exactly.
draft. You see it in draft a few places, but
Yeah,
we're so
yeah.
conditioned to know it's a bottle,
Yeah,
right? It's a
yeah,
bottle
yeah.
product. That's why the
Yeah.
Mexican beers for so long
Yeah.
were package only, because that's what they were.
Yeah.
And there was only one offering, which was Dos Equis.
Yeah.
And so now they're all come
time.
on draft, but for so much, and that's what I always liked about those beers, is that it was a signpost on the bar, right? You set
Yeah.
it down like, hey,
It's like a unique. They all had different
Here's what I'm
sizes, like
drinking.
bottles. Like the Heineken's kind of unique. Modelo, all those are just. Kinda,
Yeah.
I mean, I
kinda
used to think
cool.
Beck's was a super cool brand because it had the foil,
Yeah.
Yes.
and all that kind
Yeah.
of stuff. So some of those brands I always thought you
Yeah.
look James Bondish with it. I mean,
Right.
on the bar.
It was nice
Ah.
at a party too. You can like scrape your fingernail down so you know which one's yours. You know,
Yeah.
so you have the specific mark. It's a
pro tip.
I picked up someone else's beer one night. I was like, "That's mine." I was like, "How you know?" He's like, "Oh, because I do this." I was like, "Fuck, you're cool."
What if everybody did it?
Well, then
He's like,
now everybody.
those are
will-
mine because
Fuck.
I'm the only one who brought
Yeah,
that
I
to
just
this
go,
party.
yeah, go around and just fucking scrape everyone's beer. And
Everything's
finish it.
mine. Interesting. I have two questions.
Okay.
No, maybe three. I'm going to go two. Have you been to Oktoberfest?
I have. Oh, I've been twice, and last time I went was my wife and I's 10-year anniversary, and it was
Nice.
awesome.
Yeah.
Nice.
Anybody going to Oktoberfest needs to do Mike's bike tour as well
Yeah.
and ride through town. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
I love it. It's great.
Otherworldly.
Dan
really,
and Kayla
honestly.
went. Kayla, they went and they got like the full on badass outfits and shit. Like
Yeah.
they
Yeah,
were like, they were reading. They're like, "Don't be an
absolutely.
Amazon asshole, there, dude.
Yes.
You get booed out of the fucking
You
country."
absolutely, like, just if you go in just dressed like we're dressed right now,
Oh yeah.
which is totally appropriate here. Like, no. You
No.
need lederhosen. My wife got a dirndl. All of our
Yeah.
pictures, like
Yeah.
Right.
before I went in front of him, I was like, you have to have
Right.
lederhosen.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. So I went
So
to the shameless plug, lederhosenforyou.com. That's where I went.
They're actually a sponsor.
Really?
They're all good to know.
Oh,
We're big in the Lederhosen.
Of course. Yeah. Lederhosen for you.
I'm big in Wisconsin. Yeah. Oh, other questions. Two questions. Does beer expire?
It depends by style.
Yeah.
I will say things get
100%.
old, especially if they're bottled, they have a chance to last longer, but it's a living product.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
when we go back to what's the advantage of local beer is
Yeah.
that we ship fresh beer every week to Hensley.
Yeah, yeah.
Every week. I send fresh beer to Tucson, to the Hensley plant there, and to
Yeah.
Chandler and Phoenix here.
Okay.
So you can absolutely, if you get somebody showed me a can of like the Wapiti ale or something. It was like probably 10 years old
Yeah.
from Mogollon that somebody had, like, who brought it over to show it to another friend of mine who's a beer guy. He's like, that beer's 10 years old. And they
Yeah.
opened it and they're like, oh,
good.
something's wrong with this beer. Yeah, it's 10 years old.
Yeah.
It's shit.
I got some Dogfish. I got
I
three
wonder why.
Dogfish 120s. They're probably like something like 6-7 years old.
But something like that
they'll
that's
sit.
bigger aged is completely different.
Yeah.
Right. That are meant to be
No,
laid
they
down
do.
to rest, that, some of the Belgian
Yeah,
beers,
yeah.
things like that. So, I mean, if we're just talking your up and down the street beer,
Yeah.
your lager, your
Yeah.
ale,
Yeah.
it's
We
not
got-
really meant to last.
We had a bunch of wheat beer for the home tour, and then we had a bunch of leftovers. And then I was noticed like one of the can tops was kind of popped, and we went to I'm like, I'm gonna dump these in the sink first. I think my wife dropped one, kind of exploded, and then I was dumping a few in the sink, and the third one I did, like, opened it, and it just exploded, and there's a bunch of beer foam, so it's just beer foam everywhere. So yes, it does expire.
I think he described it better than I could have.
Yeah. The rest of them I just threw in the trash, like all scared. I was like, I don't want to die, dude.
I mean, if you keep it cold, it won't get as angry.
Yeah, no, this got warm and cold a few times. So it was like a ticking time bomb.
Because
That's great.
The yeast will get,
Yeah.
it'll go through secondary fermentation. It gets really pissed when you start moving it
And it was like pushing up the can. I was like, oh shit. Yeah, it was a fun day. But
All right. So draft or canned bottle?
I mean, draft, because you can always have a can or bottle at home.
Okay.
Draft's where it's at.
Is-
But there's factors to that, right? Like, so if I trust the account that I'm in, then I know they have clean beer lines,
Yeah.
clear glassware, fresh beer.
yeah.
So, I mean, I remember there was a cold beer and cheeseburgers that had opened up, like brand new in Maricopa. They were selling my beer at the time. I drove out there, brand new Perlick box. Like, the lines were a week old.
Nice.
The beer that I was drinking was like 2-3 weeks old,
Yeah.
and the glass was perfectly clean. And it was, I mean, you look at stuff like that, it's the best absolute. And
Yeah.
it doesn't have to be just that particular account. This
Right.
is a lot of places, but when all the systems are new, like it's a
Yeah,
new
yeah.
opening, and you know that the lines are clean, the glass is clean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really tough to beat, man.
Yeah.
It's really tough to beat.
Yeah, that's true.
Or you can get a beer that's old and it's a dirty glass. You're like,
Ugh. God.
put your $10 down and you walk out.
So
Yeah.
when
Sir,
you're,
you didn't finish your beer. Like, I know.
I know I
Yeah.
did. That's on purpose.
Yeah. I wouldn't have another one.
No, I certainly wouldn't have another one. Absolutely.
So what's if you're going into a dive bar, my buddies and I like to go to these off the beaten path places.
I love it.
What's a sign that you should not drink the draft beer that just came out?
You just walked into a dive bar.
Yeah. Well, there's that.
No further questions.
No, because I've got friends who own dive bars and their draft systems are spectacular.
Yeah.
I mean, if the bathroom's dirty, that's one giveaway.
Oh, go to the
Yeah.
bathroom first.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
just everything's first impressions. When you walk in, what do you see? Is the
Yeah.
bar well kept?
Yeah.
Is it, how are they storing their glasses? Like, there's some cues you can
Yeah.
look at when you walk in. But if you're not sure, let your friend order a draft and you get yourself a bottle of Bud.
Yeah. And like, good, similar answer to the tattoo. Your friend that came in the episode, the tattoo artist, can't remember her name because I met her once, but
Rachel.
she was like, Rachel. She's like, you just walk in. If it doesn't smell like a clean place, fucking turn around and leave.
Yeah.
I'm gonna agree with what she said.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, a dive bar's never going to smell good, but like if it just, I think
Depends what we're grading on that
know.
scale, man.
depends on like what you think a dive bar is.
If
If this
there
is
was
a
a-
really nice dive bar.
If there was a dive bar that smelled like shit,
Yeah.
but the draft lines were great, I'd stay there all day.
Yeah.
Why? You just
Because it's just the ambiance.
oh,
of
just
it.
the smell of shit.
Right.
Oh, cool. Be like, oh,
Generally,
really?
generally, I don't think those two things go hand in hand. If
Here's
your place
the thing.
smells like shit, his beer
No,
lines
but
probably aren't clean.
First thing
I
I'm
don't
going to do
know.
is leave.
If you're
I
that
don't wanna
kind
make
of place,
assumptions.
that kind of place is it's got a vibe to it.
yeah, then you get a
Oh, no.
bottle of beer and then just ask him to turn the shit smell down.
Oh, hold on.
Take out
sorry.
take out your pocket Febreze and spray it around. No, but there's nothing better. Like, I've done that road trip where we went from Flagstaff to Laughlin, and it was myself and Ron and Casey, and I know these aren't names that maybe somebody's familiar with. Anyway, three of us, and we just kind of dive bar hopped across northern Arizona all the way to Laughlin.
Right.
Nice.
And there was a certain, I call them dive bars, but it's the only bar in Ash Fork, which is the Oasis, but
Right.
it's cool.
Yeah.
To them, it's just the bar.
It's the only place in Ash Fork. Now, Seligman has more selection. Seligman's a metropolis compared
Yeah.
to
Is that
Ash
the
Fork.
Mule Town? What's the Mule Town?
That's Oatman, which we
Oatman,
went to.
yeah.
Yeah, Jerry's bar. Or
Oh,
was
God.
it Paul and Jerry's? I think it was Paul and
Yeah.
Jerry's.
Interesting.
Sling.
They had a cool Elvis picture on the wall, and
That's cool.
it was
Like,
great.
like
yeah.
a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we
Good.
did O'Leary's in Bullhead. Anyway,
Yeah.
But
I
I
could do
appreciate
this
you
until
guys.
Wednesday, but
So if you're what's your parting words of wisdom to people listening to our either beer drinkers or potential beer drinkers?
yeah.
That guy.
Yeah, beer drinkers keep it up. I think. Let's talk about the get into beer.
I-
Advise a new beer drinker.
I think kind of what we were talking about earlier is that, supporting a local business and supporting a local beer, you try something out. Like I said, we're making world-class beers in Arizona.
Yeah.
Without question to me. And I think you can always, buy a glass of Arizona beer with confidence.
Right.
Certainly
Yeah.
Mario.
yeah, I mean, obviously.
Hell yeah.
But, my message is enjoy it. I mean, it's all part of the ride right now. You don't have to have 10, and there's something that, like at our brewery, we brew a style that fits everyone, but there's no one size fits all.
Yeah.
And there's no reason for things what they are. But to me, it everything that we talked about here today, from the camaraderie of it,
Yeah.
the visual of it, the provenance, all those things. I think that all matters.
Get
right?
the sampler, man. Try it out.
Yeah.
You know.
But I think if you're already drinking beer, just try something local. And
Yeah,
and don't believe the hype that the brand that the business is in peril or free falling, because it certainly isn't.
No, absolutely. That's good. Good advice.
It's still healthy, and
Yeah.
there may be a market correction going on, but by all means, we're not going anywhere.
Yeah, absolutely. Final question. What's the max amount of, can I try this? You should ask when you go to a brewery. What's the limit? Like, what's
Even
the
like
where you're-
tastings?
Yeah,
Or-
like, can I just try this? Can I just try this? Like, when do you become an asshole versus like,
I don't necessarily have an answer for that because I haven't been behind a bar as a bar. I have bartended, but it's
Yeah.
been a while.
yeah,
But I can tell you, if you're at Strong Beer Fest and you have 25 tickets and you're like, can I try it first?
oh no, yeah,
Like, the whole fucking point,
it's
pardon
a
my language,
fucking
is
sampler,
you give
dude.
me the ticket and I'll sample it to you. And if you don't like it,
it's like an ounce or 2 ounces or some shit.
right,
you know?
right. But the
It's
whole
like-
thing is like, so when is that your amount is zero. But
Perfect, yeah.
if someone asks at the bar, certainly we're going to give you
Yeah,
a little
sure.
taster.
Yeah.
But if you want to take it past that, I'm sure our bartenders are
Yeah.
aware of that. And
Yeah, yeah.
trained at the highest level.
Yeah, they're like, sure, no problem.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like anything, you know, no matter where you work. I mean, there's always going to be someone who like stepping over that line.
Yeah,
Right.
They're like at 85. They're
Like
about
Rick
to get
James.
86.
Like Rick James was
Yeah.
a habitual line step.
Yeah, he's a habitual line stepper.
Motherfucking Rick James, bitch.
Yeah, fuck your couch.
Yeah,
Yeah, sweet.
I kicked the shit out of him, man.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah, cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Guys, I'll tell you what. There's nothing more that I like talking than beer.
Yeah.
And I appreciate you hosting me this
Yeah.
afternoon.
No,
And,
thanks for coming out and short notice and all that shit. And
Yeah, I mean, I could go on for hours. So anyway, I appreciate the time you have. And yeah, if anybody can, we have, like I said, I'll just do a shameless plug, Barrio Brewing Company. And we've got 2 locations here in the Valley, plus the Tucson Airport and the mothership down in Tucson. Come and see us.
yeah,
awesome.
gotta go to the mothership.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty great.
Yeah, I've been
is
there.
good.
It's been a long time, but
And go to Strong Beer. You'll be at Strong Beer. Right?
I'll be a strong beer. Come
all
and find
right,
me.
all right.
And I will
Ken
give
is
you a
strong
sample
beer.
without giving me a ticket.
Oh, shit. You
Oh,
hit it first.
come on down.
Yeah, just say I'm here.
DLLC's not piped
Ken
into this,
sampler?
are they?
I'm
No.
here for the Ken sampler. Can I get like a pint sampler?
Why is everyone at that tent?
No.
So popular.
The Department of Liquor License Control has not endorsed that message.
Yikes.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. Good
Thanks,
talk.
Ken.
Step right up to the wildest show where 2 big minds are ready to blow. Conversations deep yet full of jest. Come on in, you found the best. Between 2 giants here you'll find wit and wisdom intertwined. Laughs and knowledge hand in hand. This is the show that's in command. Tall and talking, big in brains, making sense of life's wild lanes. Deep dive chats and fun remain. Bet you won't hear this on the plane. Between 2